we have to start from somewhere. And with Capricorn, Saturn, we are starting from a place of feeling or being inadequate. In the very fiber of our bones, we feel restricted, limited, and in lack. In a breath, the Capricorn-Saturn process is about attaining superiority in the places where we once felt inferior. Let us begin by admiring these bad boys. Okay, so today we're talking depression. Welcome to Capricorn Saturn territory. Collectively, this stage of consciousness emerges when we hit about 54 and lasts until 65. The obvious exception is that if you were born with tons of Capricorn or you have a prominent Saturn in your birth chart, then essentially you were born 54 years old. Hurrah, hurrah. So at this point in life, we can hopefully look back and see that we've lived a life that we're proud of, that we've made an impact, that we have created or contributed to society in a way that will outlast our lifetime, where we, by our own standards, have achieved perfection, but not perfection as in flawless, perfection as in having attained the highest degree of excellence on the material plane. It's that glorious moment of knowing that the goal has been reached. The goal has been reached through years and years of dedicated hard work, effort, determination, if I didn't already say that. It's the idea of formulating a plan and applying it consistently. However, generally speaking, we have to start from somewhere. And with Capricorn, Saturn, we are starting from a place of feeling or being inadequate. In the very fiber of our bones, we feel restricted, limited, and in lack. In a breath, the Capricorn-Saturn process is about attaining superiority in the places where we once felt inferior. Earlier, you may have noticed that I said perfection does not mean flawless. This is not a Capricorn quote. This is not a Saturn belief. Saturn believes that perfection is 100% attainable if you put in the work and grit and grind. Thus, these characters are often burdened with feeling like they're never good enough. Even their greatest successes are met with a grim, dutiful reaction that negates any fighting possibility of them enjoying their achievements. There can be a ruthlessness in behavior or a perceivable, disproportionate to the situation desire to win at all costs. This just thinly veils a fear of failure and humiliation, and it actually gets pretty messy because directly after this, immense guilt just seeps in through every pore of their skin. It's, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, I can't even reach my own standards. And because they tie their value and lovability to what they can achieve on the material plane, they struggle to love themselves unconditionally. So they cut off from their emotions and their feelings and instead choose to overvalue the external world's codes, hierarchies, and rules. Yet it is our feelings and our instincts that act as a guide for the constantly changing currents of life. Our emotions determine what matters most, why we're working so hard in the first place, how and where our boundaries have been crossed, and ultimately what will make our life worth living. Capricorn issues. When we divorce from our emotional body, we live a haunted and daunting experience plagued with responsibilities that are both meaningless and burdensome. We're talking about developing workaholism, pessimism, obsessive compulsive disorder. The most common expression of this is as titled depression. It's the feature of having a deflated mood, losing all pleasure and interest in things that once brought you a sense of fulfillment. It manifests as a difficulty carrying thoughts through to completion by either leaving them unfinished in the air or lapping recurring thoughts over and over again. The core false belief that needs to be corrected is that we are unworthy and that we are worthless. We self-betray and self-depreciate ourselves daily and surround ourselves with people who do the same because we believe that by default, when we step out into this world, we are inferior. This is a horrible lie that we tell ourselves to stay small, to resist our greatness. Now, I have a prominent Saturn and know that when people give me sunny side up advice, it just doesn't land, especially initially when you're depressed or down, when you're arrested in a self-imposed prison. Optimism is the key, but it feels like something only the guards have. It's desired, but it appears to be out of reach. So what I will leave you with, if you struggle with this, is the more important a call or action is to your soul's evolution, the more resistance you will feel towards pursuing it. And therefore, you must. You must get out of your own way. I love you guys. Toodles.